Hello everyone, this is Shelby with Silky Botanicals at the Mugwort Manor in Seattle. And today I'm going to share how to build a polytunnel. This is a polytunnel. Some people might be like, that's a greenhouse. It's technically not a greenhouse. Greenhouses have glass. Polytunnels have plastic. This is the second polytunnel we built. The first one was just with PVC piping, and then in the winter when it snowed, so much snow was on top it collapsed. So last year we built a brand new one, new and improved, and it's holding up really well with the snow this last winter and everything. And how we strengthened it is using rebarb. You can kind of see some of the rebarb right here. Right? So what you need, if you want it to be extra strong, is rebarb. You're still gonna need some PVC. Plastic. I don't go with the most expensive, I don't go with the most cheap. Go with kind of the medium price stuff. And then you're also gonna need some of these snap locks, and they're specifically for greenhouses or polytunnels. And then the last thing you're gonna need is, go inside, I can show you. At least at our garden store, they had these like perfect metal hoops that hoop here, and they're maybe like, I don't know, 4 feet tall or something. So what we did is, oh no, there's a bumblebee in here. It's another good reason to leave doors of polytunnels open and greenhouses. One, because you need good airflow, so things don't get moldy, and also so things can get out. They can get in and pollinate, and they can get out like bumblebees, because we don't want the bumblebee trapped. Anyways, so what we did is we have 8 probably 8-foot rebar stakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 4 on each side. We stake them down deep, at least a foot. And then, I guess we have 10, because then you will need another rebarb going horizontally. So 8 vertical, 2 horizontal, and here you can see we used zip ties. Zip ties are good. They eventually kind of snap off, so actually metal wire works really well. It lasts a bit longer. You don't want to use string or twine because it snaps off eventually, especially with the sun and the heat and everything. Okay. And then you have your hoops, your arches that you slide over the rebarb. Okay. And you do that, so you have 4 hoops. And then what the PVC is for is, you see we had to cut 1, 2, 3, and then cut it here, here, here. And then same with the other side. And that's because, let me go on the outside. That's because then you can lock in these snaps. These snaps, you can, if you get them small enough, they'll fit the rebarb, but the ones that we had, they were sliding off the rebarb, so that's why we had to have the PVC. and then they snap on really well and keep the plastic in. So once you have the framework done, then you get your plastic on. And we did one large sheet of plastic that goes over front and back, and then you need to kind of measure and cut. I need this to stay open. And then you get you kind of measure and cut for the doorways, and then you apply the snaps onto the doors. And for inside, you can have, you know, kind of raised bed things going on, or it can just be into the ground, whatever you prefer. And then my spouse Jack also, he just had some upcycled door frames, and he just staked them in, nailed them or screwed them into the wood. And then we also upcycled these doors, which he just screwed on some door hardware and then a little hook to close it shut when we need to. And that's how you build a polytunnel. Lastly, last tip is this. You want to make a little upside or a U shape, or a U-shaped cutting, and that helps with ventilation because heat rises, so you want it to escape, and then the cold air can come in from below and then escape from the top, and then you get this really good vacuum ventilation effect. So yeah, that's a polytunnel. And polytunnels are great because you can start seeds in them early, like vegetable seeds. If you're in a cold climate, you can have some more of the warmer climate foods, like our tomatoes do really well in polytunnels because even though it's relatively dry summers, it still gets kind of damp here in Seattle, and so it just helps our tomatoes just get really big and fat. Same with the basil. Doesn't love to be rained on, so it's great for basil. Last year it was super overcrowded, so this year I tried to limit everything and make it a little more manageable. So yeah, I hope you have good luck building your polytunnel.